Yes, for me, I am not, to be clear, a radical left liberal. So I am very big on looking at all sides of the aisle, looking at different networks. I watch Fox News clips, I watch MSNBC clips, and I watch everything in between. So as far as getting information, I'm someone who's very big on getting my information from all sides and all sources to make the most informed decision. I watch Trump rallies, I watch Harris rallies. And what I see is that one side is talking more about things that will impact me, and one side is not talking about those things. And that's why I've made the decision to vote for Kamala Harris in this election.
Oh, that's gonna hurt!
Oh man, to be a fly in the ear of the host as the control room screams at her to cut to commercial. It's not often we get to witness a car crash Fox News interview live, but when it happens, it's worth a second or third look. I mean, clearly they thought it would be a good idea to invite on soon-to-be voters residing in Georgia, perhaps hoping for a soundbite that they could feed to Jesse Wattles on the 5 to help curb his incessant need to be as creepy as possible.
Why? Because she's changed a diaper? If I'm voting for whoever can change a diaper, I'm voting for Kamala Harris. But this whole country needs its diaper changed. That's why I'm voting for Trump. And as a black man,
yes,
0.1%, I resent Barack Obama accusing me of being a sexist and a race traitor. She just said she'd eat my bacon? I married Jessica Tarlov. If I got Doritos sent to the show, could I feed you a chip then?
Yeah.
Get on your knees and open your mouth.
Oh, I do not want that image in my mind.
No longer into Greg. I'm into Ryan Salem. Please put his picture up there again. That is...
It's a good-looking guy.
Okay.
He is not.
I don't like that.
Nope, I take it back.
Yeah, that's not
no way.
Elon Musk will be happy to hear that he has a challenger. But instead, the young voter in Georgia Tech Senior used his time to articulate why, in fact, he's voting for Kamala Harris over the convicted felon.
Yes, for me, I am not, to be clear, a radical left liberal. So I am very big on looking at all sides of the aisle, looking at different networks. I watch Fox News clips, I watch MSNBC clips, and I watch everything in between. So as far as getting information, I'm someone who's very big on getting my information from all sides and all sources to make the most informed decision. I watch Trump rallies, I watch Harris rallies. And what I see is that one side is talking more about things that will impact me, and one side is not talking about those things. And that's why I've made the decision to vote for Kamala Harris in this election.
When they both gave a plan on manufacturing, the Wall Street Journal hammered President Trump's plan. Hammered it. They called it like a deer in headlights. They did, and they actually said Vice President Kamala's plan was friendlier to business.
Well, Katie,
that's your Wall Street Journal.
I'll let you respond to it. I understand that's the Wall Street Journal. I just see what regular folks seem to be thinking and feeling and saying across the country. And I'm not sure they care too much, what the Wall Street Journal's opinion is. But, we're going to see that on Election Day. Katie.
And it's not just on Fox that this seems to be happening, right? CNN recently took a trip to a deep red county in Georgia to gauge the perspective of voters in an area that historically favored Trump, only to come away with a different answer than they were expecting.
What are your views on the election?
Well, I ain't gonna vote for a criminal. Well, what he did in January the 6th was enough. And the way he could have did something, man, they was beating on them cops down there.
There's your other Democrat.
Hi, come join us.
She's a CNN reporter, and she wants some Democrats in Brantley County. She can't find one. I told her I knew a couple. She said, please call. Please, if you wouldn't quit.
Thank you.
I have voted Republican, Yeah, I vote for the man. I don't vote for their party.
So what are your thoughts on the election?
What are my thoughts on what?
On the election.
Ain't much to think about it.
Well, who are you going to vote for?
The right person.
Well, who do you think the right person
It won't
is?
be Donald Trump.
Okay, tell me why.
Last time you saw him talking, did you watch his lips?
Uh-huh.
Were they moving?
Uh-huh.
He's lying.
All right, well, so Mr. Wilson here was telling us that January 6th was a big disqualifier for him.
It should have been.
How do you feel about that?
I feel about it like he's anti-American. He's trying to overthrow our government.
And this interview comes after Kamala Harris showed up to the town hall that Trump declined to attend on CNN, where she used her time to highlight the existential threat that Trump poses, citing comments from Trump's own former staff and aides to drive home the message. Comments that of course sent the former president into meltdown on Truth Social, which only reaffirms the point made by this prospective voter, right? He said he's voting for Harris over Trump because you'll never hear the former president discuss plans for the American people or how he plans to better their life. It's all grievances, vendettas, windmills, and Arnold Palmer's package.
Donald Trump has no plan for you. And when you look at his economic plan, it's all about tax breaks for the richest people. I am offering what I describe as an opportunity economy, and the best economists in our country, if not the world, have reviewed our relative plans for the future of America. What Goldman Sachs has said is that Donald Trump's plan would make the economy worse, mine would strengthen the economy. What the Wharton School has said is Donald Trump's plan would actually explode the deficit. 16 Nobel laureates have described his economic plan as something that would increase inflation and by the middle of next year would invite a recession. You just have to look at where we are and where we stand on the issues. And I'd invite you to know that Donald Trump actually has no plan for you because he is more interested in defending himself than he is in looking out for you. Somebody needs to just watch his rallies if you're not really sure how to vote. Because he spends full time talking about himself and mythical characters, not talking about the working people, not talking about you.
But I do have to say, so I give these long, sometimes very complex sentences and paragraphs, but they all come together. I do it a lot. I do it with Raising Cane, that story. I do it with the story on the catapults on the aircraft carriers. I do it with a lot of different stories. When I mention Dr. Hannibal Lecter, I'm using that as an example of people that are coming in from Silence of the Lambs. I use it. They say, it's terrible. So they say, so I'll give this long, complex area. For instance, that I talked about a lot of different territory.
And as Kamala Harris has pointed out, while she is for the people, he is and always has been Trump first, Trump last, Trump always.
But here's the interesting thing, is he acts so crazy and it's become so common that people no longer take it seriously. I'm here to explain to you, just because he acts goofy does not mean his presidency wouldn't be dangerous. And you do not have to take my word for it. Lately, some of the people who know Donald Trump best have been saying in no uncertain terms that he should not be president again. The other day, General John Kelly, Donald Trump's former chief of staff, said that Trump told him he wanted his generals to be like Hitler's generals. Now, don't boo. Vote. Now, I want to explain that in politics, a good rule of thumb is don't say you want to do anything like Hitler. You know, that's just good political advice. But it is useful because it gives us a window into how Donald Trump thinks. And John Kelly isn't the only one saying this. Two of his defense secretaries, people who worked for him, said the same thing. His chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, that is the top of the top brass in our military, said he is dangerous.
Love this video? Make sure you stay up to date on the latest breaking news and all things Midas by signing up to the MeidasTouch newsletter at MeidasTouch.com/newsletter.